The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Jesse Holley, Kurt Daniels, and Nate Newton.
Yeah, football is back, and so are we. You got a live look at the Tostitos Championship Plaza, the Ford Center, where the temperature right now is 88 degrees, high of 89 degrees, a little bit partly cloudy, but we in here. Football is back tonight. To my left, I got my boy, three-time Super Bowl champion, Nate Newton, Emmy Award-winning, Beacon 900, senior writer at the do I call you senior writer? Does that
No, more like an editor, I guess.
So editor? So senior editor?
You're a little above senior.
No,
it's
just
editor.
I'm just
remember?
editor of the
PhD editor.
magazines, whatever.
PhD editor at DallasCowboys.com, Kurt Daniels. I am your boy, Jesse Holley. Thank you all for being here. We are together, hanging with the boys. This is our fourth voyage without our leader, Shannon Gross. So we're going to kick this thing off right. This segment is brought to you by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Remember, you can go get those chicken sandwiches, all the flavors that you like. All your Nate's a lemon pepper guy. Kurt,
I did the hot original.
You did the hot original. I'm a honey hot. Our boy Chris Beam is behind the scenes, keeping us on air, live and local, and not local, but international, everywhere. We got people in shout out to my boy Mo. Shout out to Mo, all the way in. Where's
shout
Mo
out
at?
to Jamie and the fellas in England.
In England,
it's been a rough day today.
It's been a rough
huh?
day. R.I.P. T's and P's up to all our people across the pond. Queen Elizabeth, is it the second? She's the second queen?
Second
queen?
yes.
Sorry if we got that wrong.
She was the queen.
The queen.
Yes, second.
R.I.P.
Second.
Passed today. But fellas, football's happening tonight. Thursday night football. The Buffalo Bills versus the Los Angeles Rams are playing. But we are focused on what we got going on here. What's up, people? How's everybody doing?
I like them lineups they put them on. Now they put them on the wall like they got a police lineup.
They got a police line.
Wow, that's crazy, man.
But we got a football game happening Sunday, and I got to be honest with you, fellas.
What's that?
We talked about Cowboys offense yesterday and the Bucs defense, and today we're talking about the Cowboys defense versus the Bucs offense. I am more excited. As an offensive guy, I am more excited. I'm not mid-season football horny just yet.
Right.
But the blood is flowing. I'm just going to tell y'all the blood is flowing about this Cowboys defense. And for me, mainly, it's for Micah Parsons. This is a kid who he caught the league by storm last year. We knew we were going to get a good player. Didn't know we were going to get that good of a player. Year 2 for Micah Parsons, leading this defense. He and Dan Quinn, it seemed like to be a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
And Micah's come out and said, I didn't play my best game last year. Like he's been chomping at the bits to get back at Tom Brady. He said last year I was doing a lot of learning of what I was supposed to be doing, learning the game of football at this speed, at this level, learning my assignment. I was moved around a little bit.
Got burned a couple times.
Oh, but now. But now. I have seen the ways. I have slightly figured this thing out. I've already came into this thing with an abundance of confidence, but it's even grown a lot more. The dog in him has gotten even more ferocious.
There's no chance of a sophomore slump. No chance those other teams are. They know he is now.
Kurt,
scheme them up or whatever.
There are times when players just got it.
Right.
And we get a chance to witness that at times, whether it's offensively or defensively. I do think Micah Parsons is just a guy who got it.
Yeah.
His dog, as Nate would like to say, he a bulldog.
Yeah.
He a full-blown bulldog, and he is ready to be let off the leash. I am so excited to see him get another crack at Tom Brady. And he's had his comments this week where he came out and he said, we got to get this guy out the league. Tom Brady has been dominating this league for a long time. And I love the matchup because it's a mirroring matchup. Micah Parsons said about Tom Brady, he said, he's a killer.
Yeah.
He is looking to put his foot on your throat. He is looking to dominate you, eliminate you, embarrass you, kill you at every opportunity that he gets. And Micah seems to be cut from that same cloth of here's how I'm going to do it.
So, what I like what they did, Jesse, just to add to what you were saying, because you're such on a great move there and great momentum. Way to open it up the show, my friend. They went out and did something that I really admire. They went out and got football players to help this kid to enhance his game, because that's all Anthony Barr would do for him.
Yep.
Is help him be better by being a guy that can play multiple positions. We went out and got a young Sam Williams who has a lot to learn still, but his motor is 100%. And I'm hoping that Bohannon is in his second year, that he becomes a run stopper. Because if we get run stoppers, that just turns Parsons loose to do whatever he wants. Now he becomes that rover everybody's talking about, and he can do it from any position now. He
becomes the modern day Ray Lewis.
Yeah. Are the modern day LT.
Yeah. How did you guys, offensive players, attack a guy like Lawrence Taylor or Ray Lewis?
The thing that
stay away from him.
The thing that we tried to do was you try to get formations that dictate that he builds certain place. That hope that he will be that certain place. You got to understand, when LT was with the Giants, Lawrence Taylor, he had Belichick. And Belichick always been that mad scientist because he had these athletes. So you try to get formations or places on the field where you know he's going to be. Or you got check with me. If he's sitting over here, we run over here. If he's sitting over here, we pass over here. So you try to set it up. Now, can we do that, Jess? I mean,
here's the biggest thing when you look at for what the Cowboys have to do. And Kurt, I'm going to come to you with this question. Dan Quinn, the bona fide leader of this defense, they go as he goes.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Has Dan Quinn come to a point where he has full carte blanche to go out and put together any and every scheme that he wants to, and to run whatever scheme of personnel that he has to in a football game earlier in this season with guys like, and I liken it back to when I was playing, we played against the Giants. And at that time, the Giants had Osi Umenyiora, Chris Canty, Tucker, Justin Tuck. They had Pierre Paul. They had Antonio Pierce at linebacker. I think I'm missing one other player they had across that front. And they had a system what they called NASCAR. Yeah. And what these guys would do, they would just stand up and they would move around, and you had no idea who was coming from where. Wow. And you had a bunch of just boy dogs who would just go get it. Yeah. I think Dan Quinn has that, the personnel. Yeah. But do you think he has the ability now in this position, starting this year, to go out there and say, hey, Dan Quinn, your show, bro. Go get it.
I think he probably does. I mean, it's hard knowing what the dynamics are in there. But, yeah, I would think he would have that ability to decide, here's our schemes, here's our plan, here's what we're doing. I mean, I don't know how – I mean, McCarthy's more of an offensive mind anyway. I'm sure that they communicate on what their plan is and what they're going to do. But I'm sure – I would think Dan Quinn would have – full reign over what's going to go on with that defense.
So second part of that question is, does the players that Dan Quinn have, because when you're playing this chess match, Tom Brady's on the other side. Let's not forget that. Right? You're not going up against chopped liver on Sunday night. This is a guy who's 23 years in the National Football League. Mm-hmm. There is not a defense he has not seen.
True.
There is not a defense he has not seen. Period. He's played against all of your all-pros. He's played against Hall of Famers. There isn't anything that he has not seen. Is this team in those young spots? Because Tom's going to find the weakness. And like Micah was saying in his interview, he's going to exploit it. Is this team in those young spots, Sam Williams, in those young spots, even though he's all-pro last year, only his third year, Trayvon Diggs, right? Like the tape is going to say, has Trayvon Diggs checked himself on double moves? Or is he still trying to get greedy? Is this defense under Dan Quinn ready to take that next step against a mastermind like Tom Brady?
They are.
Yeah, I think they are too.
They are. They are. And see, one thing I keep telling people, and when I play, one thing Tom Brady cannot get ready for is his weaknesses. I mean, I'm talking about throwing.
Now, when you mean he can't get ready for his
what
weaknesses,
I mean is when you
elaborate on that.
You can't explain why Micah Parsons is beating your defensive end. Yeah. You can't explain why Neville Gallimore is beating your guard. The unseen is what kills Tom. He, like you say, you've seen every defense. But when that NASCAR thing was in effect, you got to remember they beat them in the Super Bowl twice. Because he's like, okay, I got the scheme, but I just can't control them players. And that is what Dan Quinn has that I don't think many teams going to face Tom this year. He got the players. I know two of them, Anthony Barr, Parsons, who we've been talking about. And if Diggs can stop biting on that double move, yes. Yeah. That's one thing you can never account for who's going to show up in the game. And that's the only way you're going to get Tom. Yeah. Because if he has a chance to sit there and look at you, and his boys just do halfway decent. See, this is what bothers me. This is the difference. In our game with our quarterback and their game with their quarterback, fellas, I don't need 2.5. Give me 2 seconds. I done pre-read what's going on.
Right.
Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah. And that part of the key, though, I mean, Brady has seen it all, but his center and guard haven't.
Right.
There are other guys that he's got to rely on, and maybe that's
and that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's the advantage.
Right.
If our players, our defensive players, think dominate, come out. Don't say I'm gonna set this dude up for later on in the game. You may not get that chance. Get him now. You have to get. Coach Johnson had always told us when we playing against a gorilla, don't be over there trying to fake and duck. Go at that gorilla and give it everything you got.
Right.
Because later on, he going to figure you out and choke you to death.
And when you look at the two teams, especially offensively, Tampa Bay and Dallas, they're facing some of the same difficulties. Wide receiver, right? They got a man down, and some other guys have to step up. We know what Mike Evans can be as a number one. He's been, I think, 8 or 9 consecutive years with a 1,000-yard receiver. CeeDee Lamb coming into his own now as the number one. Godwin, we don't know. Michael Gallup, he's practiced today in full pads. We don't quite know. So there's some other unknowns. Rob Gronkowski is gone. This is now time for Dalton Schultz. But it starts at the offensive line. And while we are lacking, you could say left tackle or left guard and maybe some center.
Ain't no some.
They're lacking the same thing. And I think this is the game for me. This is the game where wits match wits. This is a thinking man's game. Because when you go back and you watch what Tom Brady loves to do, and this is why Rob Gronkowski was so important to him. Because you can say 75%, maybe even more, of Tom Brady's passes were where? Right in the middle of the field. Right there. Like, I ain't got to figure all this stuff out. I'm going to take 6'7", 6'8", and I'm going to post him up right in the middle of the field, and I'm going to throw him the ball. And if you tackle him, it's 8 yards. And the difference is Tom Brady, more often than not, will nickel and dime you all the way down the field and not make a mistake.
Yeah.
Where other teams, they'll say, hey, we want them to nickel and dime us because we're going to bank on them making the mistake. These offenses are very, very, very similar. It's going to be the match of wits between Tom Brady, Dak Prescott, Byron Leftwich, Kellen Moore.
I was gonna say, what about those coaching match of wits?
Who's going to be able to put – but to your point, Nate, I like this Cowboys defense. And at least early on, this defense is going to have to win Cowboys football games. It is. Until this offense figure out what it is, this Cowboys defense has I know we say the quarterback is the best player. This defense has the best player. Like, let's be honest. Like, I get it. The quarterback is the guy. Micah Parsons is the best player that dresses up in a uniform in the Dallas Cowboys football team. He is the best player. Yeah. I think Dan Quinn is the best coach. And then you have a mixture of guys around him that allow him to go out there and do things. On the other side of this break, what we're going to talk about is who are the others on this defense that's going to be able to help Micah Parsons in his quest to get Tom Brady out of here. Stay with us. I'm hanging with the boys.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pre-game sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
Brace yourself for an existential question. Has your butt been having enough fun lately? Have you been treating it well? Has it been going places? If not, then it's about time you start using SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the best way to get your butt tickets to live events. Just ask the thousands of other butts who have rated it the #1 ticketing app. So what are you waiting for? Download the app now or visit SeatGeek.com to get tickets to sports, concerts, and live events and make your butt happy. SeatGeek. Get your seat in a seat.
The Cowboys way, where 16 Hall of Famers and 5 championships shows us what success looks like. Where turkey is always the second best part of Thanksgiving Day. Where we are all defined by one single thing, the star. Where we as fans know it's our job to keep the tradition going. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys and to support the quest of living life the Cowboys way. Copyright 2020, Bank of America Corporation.
Attention Cowboys fans looking for the best shave of your life. There's a new official razor of the Dallas Cowboys, Shave Logic. Imagine not having to buy blades as often and getting more smooth shaves than your old razor, guaranteed or your money back. After more than 10 years of research and over 150 company patents, ShaveLogic is proud to offer Cowboys fans a special offer. For a limited time, visit ShaveLogic.com and get a free $10 gift card with your purchase. Go to ShaveLogic.com now for more smooth shaves guaranteed.
Back to Hangin' with the Boys.
Welcome back to Hangin' with the Boys. This second segment is brought to you by Blockchain, blockchain.com. Coming up this Sunday night, 8:20 Eastern Time, 7:20 Central Time, the Cowboys are taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at AT&T Stadium. I already know that place is going to be bananas. It's going to be off the chain. They said that Mike McCarthy is instituting crowd noise.
Yeah.
Instituting crowd noise today. So that I guess he feels like the Cowboys crowd is going to be.
I don't know. I guess so.
To be a lit one. We'll see. I think the crowd's going to be. They're always that opening game. They're always excited and ready to go. And again, we're going to stay on the defensive topic for the Cowboys and get a little bit into the Tampa Bay offense. And Nate, I'm going to come right to you. And I know I've been on Micah Parsons because he is the undoubted leader of that defense. And I love when he speaks because he speaks with so much passion and speaks with so much visceral and so much just energy. And he kept mentioning the guy's name in his interview yesterday. And he kept saying, man, if I can get Osa's going to be the guy. Yeah. He's going to be the guy. And a lot of times coming from the locker room, you'll have the leaders of the team kind of a la to what Dak Prescott says, oh, Noah Brown's my guy. Noah Brown is a consummate professional. Anything that you need, Noah Brown can do. A lot of times that comes off as, I'm going to publicly praise this dude because privately, I really need him to believe he's that good. Yeah. I really need him to believe that he can go out there and make that play because there's going to come a point in time where Noah Brown's going to have to make a play. And for Micah, there's going to come a point in time where the guy in front of him, how you say his name? Osa Odighizuwa is going to have to be stout. Tampa Bay's going to want to run the football. Leonard Fournette's averaged 4 yards a carry. They're going to try. Gio Bernard's another guy, kind of like Tony Pollard, what we have here, is a gadget guy, third down guy, screen guy. But they're going to try to come out and run the football early in this game, Nate. That's going to allow them to, one, get a feel of what you're doing. And then, two, if they're able to get 4 or 5 yards a clip, that's going to open up the play action pass and the short passing game for Tom Brady, and then it gets you back on your heels. And that's what you do not want to be if you're the Cowboys defense going up against Tom Brady on your heels. And Micah talked about Osa being so big in the middle for him to stop that run. Nate, as an offensive lineman, when you're going up against that gap eater, that big boy in the middle, how effective can Osa be to his defense by being a line changer, a line of scrimmage mover, a disruptor, and allow Barr and Van Der Esch and Micah Parsons to be free roamers?
I know he wants a lot from Osa, but what he should be trying to do is get that same amount from Bohannon or either Naval Gallimore. This what he's trying to do is make guys eat up bodies. Mm-hmm. And when they do penetrate, much like this kid Vita Vea, is make plays. That is what I think when he looks at Osa a little bit more, he's a playmaker. They look at him as get upfield, hit some plays in the backfield, get a few sacks. That is what they're hoping this kid go to the next level. But what he needs is a Vita Vea, and what I mean by that is Vita Vea is going to take people with him wherever he go. Mm-hmm. Whether it's the pass rush, it's going to be 2 people. Whether it's the run, it's going to be 2 people. And that just allows these linebackers to run wherever they want. You know, when you trying to be a linebacker like our guy Parsons is, ain't nothing like him running downhill. If he have to run over a hump, that mean the running back going to gain 2 yards. But if he going downhill, he can meet him at the line for a 1 yard gain. And I'm talking about just to run. But when you start talking about a guy penetrating upfield, and this is what he's talking about in the past, with Osa getting up the field, that takes away all possibilities of you stopping the stunts, the little games that they run, the TEs, the linebacker all the way around, you know what I'm saying? That stops all that. If he's a penetrator, if he's getting deep in the backfield and disrupting in the pocket, that allows these guys as pass rushers to come unglued on your offense because you can do any game, any stunt, you can hit any gap. And another thing it does, it allows him, from a linebacker point of view, if Osa is demanding some double coverage in the middle, is for him to be on a running back. Ain't no running back gonna block this kid. Mm-hmm. And not in this league.
It sure looks like when you've got Bohanna, Odigizua, Gallimore, Hill. I mean, that's a pretty good rotation of defensive tackle. It seems like this is the best depth, the best talent we've had a defensive tackle in a long time.
But they're gonna have to. See, the team that runs the ball the most effective, and I ain't talking about 10 yards a pop, 12. I'm talking about guys that can maintain a 3-yard average, a little bit more than a 3-yard average, to keep that front line disciplined, to keep that defense disciplined. Whoever does that, whether they do it 10 times or 15 times or 25 times, whoever does that the best, and that's where Tom gets you. Tom threw 8 less times than our guy did last year. He threw 50, Tom did, and our guy threw 58. So there was 8 more runs that they had opportunity to do if they chose to do it. Maybe they did screens, I don't know. but that was a long handoff.
Right.
So I'm with you. But I think it has to be Naval and Bohannon and those guys stopping that run first and foremost, and then my man can turn loose. Osa can turn loose in that run, in that pass game, and shoot the gaps in the run game.
So let's just say, for all intents and purposes, Osa, Neville, Tristan, and company, they're doing their thing.
Right.
They got it locked down. Micah's doing his thing. They got it locked down. And now they said, you know what, Tampa? If you're going to beat us, you're going to have to beat us in the air. Now, when you look at the matchup, Mike Evans is a guy who is an 8 consecutive years 1,000-yard receiver. Most people don't treat him as if he's numbers-wise one of the best receivers in the league. But this is a receiver that last year, when he went up against Trayvon Diggs, did not perform well. Didn't have the numbers that would say that he's an eight consecutive season 1,000-yard receiver. Now, the guy who did kill the Cowboys is no longer with them. Antonio Brown, he's out. He's doing his dance out there. He won't be a part of the situation. But what they did do, and if you notice the trend with Tom Brady is he keeps a veteran receiver at hand. So out with Antonio Brown, insert what may be a future Hall of Famer, maybe, and Julio Jones. So let's just say, for all intents and purposes, that now Mike Evans and Trayvon Diggs, it's a wash. Do you think, Kurt, that there's enough in the tank for Julio Jones to take over a game like this against a guy like Jordan Lewis or Deron Bland, being that second, third receiver, depending on where he plays at now, whether they say that whether they use Brate as the second receiver or they're going to say Gage as the second receiver. Do you think that there's enough in the tank left with Julio Jones where he can be, and I think he's a threat in the red zone just by sheer size and athleticism, but out in the open, he's still a route runner, may not be as fast. His biggest knock is that he's always been hurt. Yeah. Well, it's early in the year, so maybe he's not hurt right now. Yeah. Does he have enough left in the tank to be a viable threat to kind of go at our second and third cornerbacks? Well,
given his experience and Brady's experience and being able to find him, I think he's always going to be a threat. But with that said, you throw Anthony Brown into the mix too. I mean, between him and Jordan, they're coming off solid years, and it sounded like both were, especially Anthony was having a good camp. So I don't feel like we're at a disadvantage here. I feel like our secondary is, you throw in the safety help we have now, the other factors of just who we have available. Bland is coming on strong as a rookie. I think we've got the help there to keep him in check.
Curse is going to have to come up big. You're going to have to come up big because because that Julio Jones is taking the big boy's place.
So, all right.
Gronkowski, he's taking his place.
All right, so don't jump the gun on me because Curse to me, and I want to dig into Curse a little bit more. This is a guy who, prior coming to Dallas, I was going to Curse next. Prior to coming to Dallas, this was a guy who was a journeyman. Right? And primarily in his journeys was a backup role player, special teams guy, found a role here last year with the Cowboys and thrived. Yeah. And sometimes it's all about fit. It's all about placement. It's all about having the coach believe in you.
Big nickel. They found a role for him.
They found a role for him. Can he continue that, Nate? Is this a guy who now, before there may not have been much film on him, but there's a year worth of film on him and how he likes to play, his physicality, his good, his bad, his ugly. Is Jaron Curse in a position to continue on that path than where he left off last year? Or is this a guy who comes back this year and almost kind of comes back down to earth and says, you are a journeyman?
He's a hungry guy. You can tell by the way he works, by the way he acts. But what allows, and I was telling somebody, Jess, if you allow me here for a minute, Brown and Lewis, a year ago, everybody wanted them off the team. Get a new defensive coordinator and start playing pressure football. Start lining up, not accepting what you thought you saw, but do what I asked you to do. And these guys are good at transferring what they've learned and seen on the film to the field. Whereas before, guys used to be like, I got it. And then, remember I used to say Jay Luke could be all right if he would just do his job. Well, now you get to do your job, or they got a cool named Bland who will do your job for you. Right. So the competition going to keep these guys. I'm telling you, Curse, don't get me wrong, Curse ain't saying in his mind, I got to be better this year because guess what? They went and found some dude at Florida A&M who they really like, and he was running with the first team. Oh, I can't have that. Competition going to keep these guys hungry, and I don't think he's coming back down to earth if we continue to play pressure football up front.
That's a great thing. Competition breeds excellence.
Yes.
If you're going to have guys out there that go and play and compete, then you're going to get iron sharpens iron. You're going to get the very best of guys.
Feels like this defense has depth to it for the first time in a long time.
No,
just like you said, safety. You got Bell fighting. Mukwama had I probably butchered his name. I apologize.
Thank you for helping me because I thought I was the only one butchering. Thank you.
He had a pretty good camp too. I mean, they've got some solid depth, and like you said, it's going to push those starters.
These two baby boys made them keep 5 safeties.
Right.
And Curse, I'm telling you, man, Curse, we've been there, Jess.
Yeah.
We said, hold on. I just signed a new deal. I'm the man. I'm Curse. They just kept 2 extra safeties.
Right. No. Again, that shows you the power of Dan Quinn and his voice in the room for being able to have this defense has more guys on the 53-man roster.
Yes, they do.
Than years past. We've always been heavy on the offensive side. This is a defensive-heavy roster. So that says that Dan Quinn has a magnificent and a powerful voice when it comes down to roster decision-making. Stay with us. We're going to wrap this show. We're going to put a bow on this show after this break, and we're going to bring all this together. A bow.
No, you stop being Mr. Professional. Can we get Jesse back?
I'm trying to keep this show on the road, baby. We're going to put a bow on this thing, man.
The rails.
And bring this thing back together.
We can't even get off the rails with this dude.
Stay right here.
We can't even get off the rails. Well, Shannon, come back.
Brace yourself for an existential question. Has your butt been having enough fun lately? Have you been treating it well? Has it been going places? If not, then it's about time you start using SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the best way to get your butt tickets to live events. Just ask the thousands of other butts who have rated it the #1 ticketing app. So what are you waiting for? Download the app now or visit SeatGeek.com to get tickets to sports, concerts, and live events and make your butt happy. SeatGeek. Get your seat in a seat.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm a broken traffic light. Stop and go is the name of my game. It's easy. You go, they go. What was it? They go, you go? And if you have the wrong car insurance, these repair costs could stop you in your tracks. So get Allstate's new low auto rate and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Not available in every state based on coverage and limits selected. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Hey, Cowboys fans, if you're thinking about attending a game this season, visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today. Stay at the team hotel, have dinner with a Cowboys legend, and experience AT&T Stadium's exclusive VIP Owners Club. Also, tour the Star, get autographs from your favorite players, and talk X's and O's with me, Mickey Spagnola. The official travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys will take care of all your travel needs. Visit cowboystravel.com.
With Smoothie King's original Angel Food and new Angel Food Slim without added sugar, you no longer have to choose between treating yourself and hitting your goals this summer. You don't have to choose between great taste and feeling great. Because at Smoothie King, every blend is made with whole fruits and no syrups, so you can satisfy your cravings without compromise. The only choice you will need to make is which one is best for you. Try our classic Angel Food or the new Angel Food Slim, blended without added sugar. Smoothie King, rule the day.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to the final segment of Hanging with the Boys. This segment is brought to you by single game tickets at DallasCowboys.com/tickets. Don't forget, if you're trying to get to this game, there's still some tickets left. Single tickets, they're on sale.
Man, once you buy them for all your kids, Jess.
What kids? Oh, by Holly's helping his kids?
Yeah.
Well, the checks ain't start coming in yet. The checks ain't start coming in just yet. No, the checks ain't start coming in yet for this show.
Who is that with that bald head walking by?
Yeah, that's Barry Church right there.
That's Church.
But yeah, once the checks come in, I might buy a couple for some kids for Holly's helping.
Yeah, we need to do right for Christmas. If it jump like that, let's get a couple of tickets.
I got you.
I'll join in.
Dallas Cowboys single game tickets are on sale now. Limited tickets for the 2022 season at AT&T Stadium are available at DallasCowboys/tickets. Act fast if you want to come to the game.
Yeah, so we have 4 games left we'll have 6 games left for Christmas.
Yeah, we got enough time.
3 games. Yeah, so by that time we'll
we know some folks up top.
We'll probably be 12-0.
12 and what?
12-0.
Probably, yeah.
Is that your wish for Santa?
That's what's going.
Are you going to sit on Santa's lap?
That's what.
Are you going to sit on Santa?
I am Santa.
So who's sitting on your lap? Who going to sit on your lap?
My
then?
wife.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hey, Miss Michelle, how you doing?
Hey, let me say this right here, real quick. Let me tell y'all something, bro. The Cowboys, if they can get past the penalties And if they can just win this game.
You sound like Michael Irvin now. What? The 72-0 Dolphins?
No. I'm serious. We're going to win this game.
The 72 Dolphins?
We're going to win this game. If we don't win this game, we're going to have a bad season. We are not coming in here Monday saying, here we go again.
What if we look good? Everybody's clicking.
We done did it
moral
look good.
victory.
We done did it look good.
We don't do moral victories on this show.
That is, you talking about another show.
That's another show.
Yeah, that's another show.
Nick,
we going to transfer your boy over to you for a show. Yeah.
We don't do moral victories on our show, man.
That's fine.
But to your point, Nate, this is I'm not going to say it's not a must-win game, right? All the games are must-win games. You want to win every single game that you play. But, boy, this is a
must-win game.
It's an important game, man.
Yeah.
Like, this is an important – you've never beaten Tom Brady. As long as Tom Brady's been in the National Football League, when he
walk into our house, so we go to his house.
When he's played the Dallas Cowboys, he's left victorious.
Yes.
Does that matter to does Micah Parsons care? Sam Williams?
They don't care.
I mean, do they care?
They don't care.
The only people that care is like.
But Tom cares.
Yeah, well, Tom cares. Yeah.
The person that it means the most to
that's true.
care. Because
true.
I can see him now. He already got an $8 billion contract when he get through a football to be on TV. And we got Troy, we got Tony talking great things about the Cowboys. Even though they can be critical, it'll always lean back on us. But Tom ain't going to lean back on us. Yeah, well, I played the Cowboys. I just dink and dunk and did this for 6 straight times.
Yeah.
Come on. We got to at least give him one defeat.
And that's another thing. Like, people think that players don't have those records and those milestones in their head. They all do.
They do.
We all do. We all keep it in my mind. Yeah. So best believe Tom is saying, if this is in fact my last year, I definitely want to go out perfect against the Cowboys.
Right.
When I do run into Tony Romo, when I do run into Troy Aikman, when I am somewhere and I run into Michael Irvin or I see DeMarcus Ware or whoever.
Overzealous Nate.
Overzealous Nate, if I ever see, Jesse somewhere.
Mr. Fourth and Long.
Parking cars or something like that, and I throw him my keys, I can say, hey, park the Beamer, 7-0, bro. You know what I mean? Because they not let me and Tom in the same place. We ain't on the same list.
Yeah, they will.
We ain't on the same list.
Yeah, Tom, that one thing Tom will bring you in just to show you up.
Yeah, he might bring me in to show me up.
Yeah.
But Tom Brady thinks about that. Like, he is thinking about, I want to end with a victory over the Cowboys. I want to have more rings than them, and I want to have more wins than them. Well, you'll already have more wins than them up against them, but that O means something. That O for a guy like Tom Brady to go, he can go across the league and say, Cowboy, oh yeah, I beat them guys. I'm 6-0. Oh, I'm 7-0. Excuse me, against the Cowboys. And this team, this team, the Dolphins. Yeah, you guys only beat me twice in 20 years. So I'm 46-2 against y'all.
Hey, he can almost say that about the whole AFC East, right?
Exactly.
Like, wow, they'll have many years where he just done swept the whole deal.
I mean, there was a good stretch when Tom Brady was at the New England Patriots. I think they won the AFC East. 14 years in a row, or 16 years in a row. I think the Dolphins had won it 1 year. It was like almost like book 'em.
Yeah.
Hey,
some people claim that he built all his numbers off that sad sack AFC East.
I mean, people can also say the Cowboys have their numbers because we playing a poorest division in the AFC East.
Look at Dak Prescott's numbers versus the NFC East versus everybody else.
It looks a little different.
Different.
You can only play who they line up, and go out there for you to play. But Nate, looking at Tampa Bay's offense, Leonard Fournette, they talked about how he was heavy. Julio Jones, Mike Evans, Kyle Rudolph, right? They signed Kyle Rudolph. He's kind of that old veteran, that old veteran guy. We talked about the Cowboys having to start fast. The Bucs want to start fast too.
Right.
Very fast.
That's how they eat. They come out, they get you on your heels. If we win the toss, Nate,
we get the ball and go down there and get whatever we can get.
What is your reaction going to be if we win the toss and we do not take the ball? If we defer to the second half, what is the Nate Newton, the Nathaniel Newton reaction if we win the toss and we go, well, we'll defer to the second half?
I bet they do.
I'll be hurt, but I gotta believe because I'm believing in Dan Quinn and I'm believing it's going to turn into a very defensive struggle. And so we want to set the tone. But I would just want to get my young offensive linemen out there, my two left players. I want to get them out there and just get them bloody as quick as I can. I don't want them, that nervous energy because you can say that, Coach Carson, you got 80 years in the league of nervous energy. The left tackle don't have 80 years of,
right.
I want to get him out there as quick as I can and get him bloody, man. I really do.
Is there something to be said? We talk about, let's get the offense, let's score, let's get on them right away. Is there something to be said about, let's get our defense out there and just beat their butts for one series and show them we're going to be physical and dominant from here on out? Is there something to that?
Now, yes, but when they pull that against the 49ers after Jesse done sat here and told everybody you just can't get physical in a day, I was believing what you were saying, but I was going to fight it. I fought that, and when they gave him that ball, all the air went out of me. We did it at the stadium. We did the pre and post. I almost got up and walked. Man, that bothered me because what you said was true. That mental thing starts in OTAs, mini camps, training camp, and you have to be physical. But we wasn't physical all year. We just beat people on skill, And
that's a great point. And it's a little tidbit that I picked up today. And maybe it means nothing. Maybe it means a whole lot. I know football players are routine guys.
Right.
The schedule is how the schedule goes.
Right.
And maybe Mike McCarthy, I'm praying that he misspoke. I really am praying that he misspoke. But Mike McCarthy said today, in addition to the noise that they'll be playing at practice, today's a padded practice, and that today, Thursday, is going to be the heaviest load practice of the week. Now, normally, and maybe I'm just an old man, get off my lawn, but dating back
to the prehistoric days.
So when they had single bar helmets, Wednesday
was the work day.
Was your work day.
But you got too many old players that you giving that Wednesday to get right. Now we cranking it up Thursday.
But
that's the new Jesse,
Wednesday. They have tomorrow. They have a stay program tomorrow, so they don't practice tomorrow.
That's right.
So they have like a yoga and like the massages.
Yeah, they gonna recover, man.
They have It's a recovery day tomorrow, and then on Saturday they have another, another practice. I don't think they're in pads, but they do have a full practice with helmets and everything on Saturday.
So
that's every week before they go to a game, they do that. They did it last year.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like Thursday being that heavy load of practice, this is just a little bit different from what the norm
This is something they talked about last year, where he took this from like the USA track and field and how they do like ramping up athletes to how they do it. So he did it in Green Bay. So I don't know. That's
he
just
did
his
in
deal.
Green Bay when they won the Super Bowl.
And they went to the playoff 8 straight years. So
okay.
This kind of reminds me, brings up subject I wanted to ask
when
you
he
guys.
called plays.
Say what?
Went to the playoffs with him calling plays.
I know, right? That's true. That's true.
How you talk about ramping up and this, heavy loads or whatever that. I mean, it's been 9 months since anybody's tackled anybody. None of our defense has tackled anybody for 9 months or whatever. Is that hard to now ramp up and say, okay, we're going to go out there and hit them?
Jesse, we can't miss no tackles come Sunday. We cannot miss tackles, and I think these guys are going to be ready to tackle. You cannot miss tackles. Tom laughs. When you miss a tackle, you had a chance to get us off the field and you didn't. I'm going to make you pay for that.
Is it harder for the offense to reach that level or the defense to reach to get in back to hitting and going to the ground?
See, back in the old day when you could just throw your body in there, you can headbutt a dude or you can bring it however you brought it, it was probably easy. But now you got to be perfect. Okay, I got a straight ahead. Now you got to move your head because you don't want to. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
you got to tell me, Jess, you're more equipped for that.
I think it's more difficult for the defense to kind of catch up because you take emotion, excitement. You've been sitting around all day long waiting for Sunday night, and then you finally get out there and you kind of just, that's why I kind of go back and forth for who I want to get the ball first.
Yeah.
Because if offense gets the ball first, then my defense gets a chance to they're still excited, but they got a chance to come down just a little bit.
Yeah.
because you don't want to be overrunning things and trying to get the knockout blow because everything will matter in these games. And if you don't make the tackle, that could be the reason why you don't get off the field. But I don't want them to get out earlier in the game and anything bad happen, like they walk down the field and they score a touchdown. Now the defense is like, man, we ain't really as good as we thought we were. Mm-hmm. But it's gonna be interesting talent. That's a great point, and we'll watch out for that in the game. But also Tampa Bay had to do the same thing.
Tampa Bay.
True.
They had to do
New
the same
York.
thing.
That's true.
They got to do the same thing. So
Rams, Philadelphia, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 games in the first 7 is all about the NFC, and we keep talking. You can't afford to be off on nothing. If you win it by 1 point, at the end of the year, we'll be talking another story. Mm-hmm. If you win these games, we're talking about by 1 point. You just got to win it. We have to beat Rams. We have to beat Tampa Bay. I ain't so keen on the Bengals. I'm talking about NFC teams that are going to the playoffs. You won't see the Bengals unless you meet at the top. But you will see the Rams again. You will see the Bucs again. We have to beat these teams.
Yeah, both physically and mentally, you got to beat them.
Let me ask you this right quick, boss man. Who needs this more? And this is one of the hypotheticals that thinks, does Dak need this more to show who he really is? Or do the coaches need it more? Huh? And what I mean by that, do the offensive coordinator need to show up and show out? Or is Dak just going to take it in his own hands and do it himself?
It's got to be Dak. Yeah.
It's Dak.
He's the one on the field.
It's Dak.
It was a loaded question. If you'd have got that wrong, Jesse, then you'd have been going at it. Because it can't be nobody else.
It's Dak. Dak needs this win more than anything. He needs a high-caliber win against a team like – he needs to start the season off right, let people know that I'm back, and this be the slingshot to get this.
I mean, he lost like 15 –
Yeah.
I'm serious, man. He popping his hips, you hear him locking now, like he pop locking. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, most definitely.
A loaded question to ask.
Yeah, Dak needs that one. But, all right, we'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll do our predictions, Nate.
Ooh.
We got predictions tomorrow.
I got the Cowboys not being so high and mighty this year. Yeah, man. 17 regular season, losing in the second round of the playoffs. I'm going to let you know where I'm going.
We'll see how that goes.
But at least we'll make it to the second round.
We'll do predictions tomorrow. We'll take some calls for the first time of the year. We'll take
What's
some
today,
calls.
Wednesday?
Today's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. We're going to take some calls tomorrow. We're going to do some predictions tomorrow.
And we get Shannon's mom?
I don't know. We'll see. We may have to let that go. We may bring it back. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
You said we can't get your mom because she's going to let loose.
My mother will curse.
It's on the internet.
She will cuss. No, y'all not going to put y'all heard Miss Holly on the... No. That's not going down like
for
that.
some entertaining radio,
we can't have two Hollies on one show.
No. I just got this seat. I'm trying to hold on to it for a little bit longer until Shannon returns.
That's great, man. That's great.
Thank you guys for listening. We'll be back here tomorrow, same place, same time. To my boy,
Stop Vita Vea.
Nate.
Stop Vita Vea. Stop Vita Vea.
Chris Beam in the back. Bro Willie, Jazz.
Willie Will.
Dougie Fresh.
Willie Will.
To all of you, thank you for rocking out with us. Hanging
Willie
with the
Will
boys.
greedy, man. You ought to
tomorrow.
see his plates. He is greedy.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?